Hello class, and welcome to Math Minutes video lesson number 42. We're going to learn how to multiply polynomials. This lesson begins on page 37 of your notebook, so let's turn there and get started. Multiplying polynomials. To multiply polynomials, we'll be applying rules of exponents and learning more about the role of polynomials in equations. To multiply terms together, you multiply the coefficients and then multiply the variables by applying the rules of exponents. So, if you take a look at this first example, we first multiply the coefficients. The coefficients are 4 and 3. 4 times 3 is 12. What's my rule of multiplying exponents? If I have x to the 6th times x to the 7th, my bases are the same. So I keep my base, and then I add my exponents. 6 plus 7 is 13, so this becomes 12x to the 13th. Our next one, negative times negative makes positive, so I'm simply going to make this a positive x, and I'm going to add my exponents. I have a 2 here and a 1 there. Even though it's not there, it's really there, so this is x to the 3rd. Now, this might look a little complicated, but let's just take a look at it. First, let's look at our coefficients. We have a negative 1/6 and a 1/4. So, negative times positive is going to give me a negative. Now, what is 1/6 times 1/4? Well, let's just do that over here. 1/6 times 1/4 gives me 1/24. So it's going to be a negative 1/24. Now I have my y, and then it's y to the 7th times y to the 7th. 7 plus 7 is 14. So the answer to this one is negative 1/24 y to the 14th. Let's do some practice together. How about 4x squared times 3x squared gives me 12x to the 4th. How did I get that? 4 times 3 is 12. I keep my x, and then I add, because we're multiplying, I'm adding my exponents. And what if I have 3x squared y times 4xy squared? Now, at first we might think, oh, I can't do that because these aren't like terms, but that's only true in addition and subtraction. I'm multiplying, so I apply the same rules. Coefficients, 3 times 4 is 12. I look at my x's. X squared times x is x cubed, because there's really a 1 there. Then I look at my y's. There's really a 1 here. Y times this y would be y. 1 plus 2 is 3. So they don't have to be like terms to do this. So let's try negative 4xy squared. No, let's make it cubed. Times 5x squared y to the 4th. Coefficients, negative 4 times 5. Negative 20. X times x squared. X, there's 3 of them. 1 plus 2 is 3. How many y's do I have? 3 plus 4, y to the 7th. Not too bad, right? Oh, how about negative 6x cubed y to the 4th z times 7xy? Okay, well, negative 6 times 7 is negative 42. How many x's? X cubed times x gives me x to the 4th. Y to the 4th times y, there's 4 plus 1, so I'm y to the 5. Now there isn't a z here. What do I do with it? Well, there's one z here, so it's kind of like I'm just going to keep it in. I'm just going to keep it z to the 1. Uh, 2a to the 10th times b cubed times negative 6a to the negative 4th b to the 4th. Okay. Uh-oh, we have something negative here, but don't worry too much yet. 2 times negative 6, negative 12. Let's just apply our rule. Let's not move. We learned how to move negative exponents, but let's not do that yet. Because what's our first thing we have to do is we're multiplying these like bases, and we're just going to add our exponents. 10 plus a negative 4 means 10 minus 4, which just really gives me 6. So I didn't end up with a negative exponent, so I'm totally good there. Now my b is a 3 plus a 4, so it's b to the 7th. And we'll do one more. How about 9a to the 5th, b to the 5th, c squared times 9 a squared, b squared, c to the 5th. All right, let's see. 9 times 9 is 81. How many a's do I have? 5 plus 2, a to the 7th. b's, 5 plus 2, b to the 7th. How many c's? c to the 2nd, c to the 5th, c to the 7th. And there we go. Now we can look at multiplying polynomials using the distributive property. So this 2x needs to be distributed to both of those terms. So we end up with 2 times 4 is 8. But now it's not just 8x. I have to think I'm multiplying the x times that x also, which gives me x squared. Because that's like x to the 1 times x to the 1. I have to add those two together. So this gives me 8x squared plus 2x times 3. There's like 3 of those, so that gives me 2 times 3 is 6x. Let's try the next one. 3x cubed times x squared. That's our coefficients are 3 and 1, so 3 times 1 is 3. X cubed times x squared is x to the 3 plus 2 is 5. 3x to the 5th. My next term is a positive times a positive, so it's going to be plus. 3 times 2 is 6. My x's are what? 3 of them here plus x to the 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. And now I have what? A positive times a negative, so now this is going to be minus 3 times 4 is 12, and I keep my x cubed, just like that. And let's do one more. Coefficient, 1/3 times 12. 1/3 times 12 is positive times positive. It's going to be 4. My x's, x squared times x squared, 2 plus 2 is 4. Positive times a negative gives me negative. 1/3 times 3 is 3. X squared times x to the 1, 2 plus 1 is 3. Positive times positive, I'm going to have plus. 1/3 times 1 is 1/3. And how many x's? X squared.